unfortunately for the both of us, you're the only one who can pull this off.
Well, if I'm the only one that can pull this off, this is gonna just end badly. Oh my gosh, please have mercy. I'm so sorry. I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. Chapter 1. The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
The end of the world? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
Oh, that doesn't sound good. But how can a princess locked away in a basement end the world?
Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
Yes, don't ask any questions. Just stabby stab. Do you have any evidence to back this up?
Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
I mean, you're not wrong. Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up?
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
Alright, so our job is to slay this princess or the world is going to end. Gotcha. Killing a princess seems kind of bad though, doesn't it?
Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
I mean, I wouldn't slay any of them, really. Can't someone else do this?
Oh, if only that were the case, but I don't make the rules. I have to say, I'm surprised at your reluctance thus far, but unfortunately for the both of us, you're the only one who can pull this off. Like I said, I don't make the rules, no matter how much I wish I did.
Well, if I'm the only one that can pull this off, this is gonna just end badly. Do I get some sort of reward for doing this?
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
Gosh dang it. Can you tell me what my prize is going to be for doing a good job?
It's a secret, but I think you'll like it. It's a special reward, just for you. And whatever you think it might be, I can promise you it's going to be even better than your wildest imagination.
A lifetime supply of oatmeal raisin cookies. Son of a bitch, I'm in. Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending?
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end. I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists, or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
Nope, not at all. Not any one of those. Wahaha! Look, I'll go to the cabin and I'll talk to her, and if she's as bad as you say she is, then maybe I'll slay her. But I'm not committing to anything until I've had the chance to meet her face to face.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out. Then each and every one of us is doomed.
Okay.
So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us.
Well, I'm gonna do just that.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Hello? Other voice? Proceed to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
I like this. I like this. This is nice and cozy. I like it. Especially the lovely blade over here. That looks like that can do some damage.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I guess we're gonna take the blade?
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
I agree. Enter the basement. Well, here goes nothing.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
I don't know, it could be kind of cozy.
Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
Hi.
She sounds dangerous.
Oh.
It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Oh, she can be in charge of me all she wants.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Right, we gotta keep our wits about us. Hi.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
Oh.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world? Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
That was kind of the plan. I haven't decided yet.
How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. But killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Tighten my grip.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
Maybe a little bit. You seem very calm for, somebody coming to kill you.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it.
Oh no. We're dead.
So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
Oh gosh, we're gonna roll a 1.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
I don't know. She has 2 arms. Hey. What if she isn't bluffing? What if she kills us?
You go into this expecting to die, you're going to die.
Hesitating? Why don't you drop the knife and the two of us can be civilized with each other?
I don't think I can do that, ma'am. I'm not dropping the blade.
Then I'm not talking to you.
Oh. Fine. I guess we're at an impasse.
I guess we are.
I like her.
For the love of everything, just slay her already. Or drop the blade. Do something.
Stare at the princess while holding onto the blade.
You stare at the princess, squinting fiercely. She squints back. The two of you are going to do this forever, aren't you? You'll have to blink eventually. Just make a choice.
She's gonna crack any second, I know it. Fine, we came here to slay the princess. We will slay the princess. I am sorry, sweetie, but the narrator tells me to do it.
You charge the princess, blade trembling in your hand, but you've already lost the battle.
Wait, what the heck? What's with her hand? Are we Bowser?
She casually sidesteps your thrust before knocking you to the ground with a single blow from her elbow. We shouldn't have hesitated. But she doesn't stop there. She kicks you a few times for good measure, the pointed tip of her shoes feeling like a pickaxe against your fracturing bones.
Oh,
making
God!
sure you stay down. As you lie, crushed and broken on the basement floor, the princess kneels on your throat with the kind of weight you didn't think her slight frame could possibly possess. As you gasp for air, she eyes you with an intense curiosity. You shouldn't have let that fear creep into your heart. You had the upper hand, and now look at you.
Gosh dang it.
Is this really the best you could do? Look at you. Completely broken. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little disappointed.
She applies more pressure, slowly squeezing what's left of your life out of your lungs. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Well, that was a great game, guys. That was awesome. I liked that. I told you we weren't gonna slay the princess. Oh. Chapter 2. A tower?
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Whoa, 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 whoa. What just happened? Did we come back to life?
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Getting a terrible sense of deja vu.
A terrible sense of deja vu? No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of us have been here.
You can't tell me what I do and do not have.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. What does it matter what he knows? There's nothing we can do to stop her. She's just going to kill us again.
There's a new voice in my head now?
She is not going to kill you unless you let her. But slaying the princess and saving the world is going to be much more difficult than it has to be if you spend the whole time second-guessing yourself.
This is more than just deja vu, though. I'm pretty sure the whole thing literally just happened.
It hasn't. Or if it has, I certainly haven't been a part of it. We've just met for the first time, you and I.
I think the narrator's gaslighting me. Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all of this really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
I mean, you're not wrong. You wanted me to slay the princess and I went in there to have tea and chit-chat.
Of course we died. We couldn't land a single blow on her, and she broke every bone in our body before she decided to let us die. What were we supposed to do to stop her then? What are we supposed to do to stop her now? It's pointless.
Oh, we broke his spirit.
She's just a princess. Slaying her shouldn't have been difficult, but congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
Oh, I'm liking this.
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. The princess killed us and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me.
Not really.
Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely?
Oh, it might be like parallel universes.
If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died?
We were transported here.
Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would?
Oh gosh. You're right. We could have doomed everybody in the old world.
If she ended the entire world, why should we even bother? We might as well just walk up to that cabin, break her chains and let her do whatever she wants. It's all the same in the end.
I love how the voice of the broken sounds like Richmond from the IT crowd.
Just because she's capable of ending the world doesn't mean you're not capable of slaying her. Both of those things can be true at the same time. So chin up. I believe in you.
Okay, so this time we are not gonna hesitate. We're just gonna get the blade and go stabby stab. After a few more questions.
Just be quick about it.
Let's talk about the princess. She killed me last time around. How can I make sure that doesn't happen again?
Like I said, if she killed you, it was probably because you didn't listen to me. Don't talk to her, don't trust her, just go in, do your job, and save the world.
Got it. To quote you from last time around, she's just a princess. Why was she strong enough to beat me to death with her bare hands?
She is just a princess. Whatever you think happened to you last time, just get it out of your head before you get to the cabin, and you'll be fine. Or we could pledge ourselves to her and stop pretending that we're capable of doing anything in this situation. She probably doesn't even need to try to overpower us. Can we tone down the pessimism just a smidge? I'm not being a pessimist. I'm just being realistic.
Oh gosh, I'm the voice of the broken.
You're being annoying.
Oh gosh, I'm the voice of the broken.
Just ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't pledge yourself to her. I cannot stress enough how absolutely catastrophic that would be for everyone, yourself included.
Who locked her in the basement? What is this place?
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
Oh yes, a path in the woods. Just like any old story. If people locked her away, why wouldn't they slay her? Why is this falling on me?
Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps, but it's just the way things are.
Wait, you're just trying to butter me up to slay her. Either that or I'm the only one stupid enough to take on this task. Probably both.
Oh, I didn't know we were special. Of course you're special. Why else would you be here? Who cares if you think we're special? As far as I can tell, the only thing special about us is that we get to experience painfully dying all over again.
You're being cagey. What aren't you telling me?
I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult. The less you know about her, the better.
That's all.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Alright, let's do this. Proceed to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further.
Now a warning? You have terrible timing with these things.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Got it.
Lying? Cheating? Why would she even bother? She didn't need to do anything like that last time. She caught us off guard last time. We'll be fine. Let's just keep our wits about us.
Agreed.
At least one of you still has a shred of sense. Just make sure you listen to him and not that whiner.
Okay. Proceed to the cabin.
If that's what you want, I guess I don't have a say here. The interior of the cabin is larger and more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest. The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Oh, this is different? This is very different. This is not a cabin. This is a tower.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Was that mirror there before?
Why do we feel so small?
Yeah, I feel teeny tiny, and then the table is the pillar is all the way up here.
We don't feel small. We are small.
Oh gosh, we're gonna face her as a giant. You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall.
That's because there isn't a mirror. There's the altar, the blade sitting on the altar, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here.
Well, there's the altar, the blade sitting on the altar, and then there's a flippin' mirror right here. Care to explain that?
There's definitely
Exactly.
a mirror. There isn't. Who cares if there's a mirror? We're all going to die anyway. And I'm sure that if we looked in there, we'd just see something sad and miserable looking back at us. We don't need any reminders of what we are. It would only make things worse.
Oh, broken.
For the last time, you're not going to die unless you let it happen. And luckily for you, there isn't a mirror, so no one needs to worry about confronting a grisly visage any time in the near future. Though, for what it's worth, if there were a mirror, I'm sure that you wouldn't find anything sad or miserable in it looking back at you. You probably look perfectly normal.
Beg to differ.
Probably. Do you not know what we look like?
Wait, what do we look like?
He knows. He just doesn't have the heart to tell us.
Wait, what do we look like? I care about whether I'm being lied to. There's a mirror.
As do I. And yeah, there is. I'm not lying to you. Use your eyes. There is no mirror. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? Let you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done?
This whole cabin is different than last time.
Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the
I don't know, this
princess.
cabin has a whole TARDIS feel to it. It looked teeny tiny from the outside, and here it's huge. I'm gonna approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny.
Wipe the mirror clean.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
Disappeared.
We should count ourselves lucky. Some things are better left unseen.
I don't know, I think we're pretty handsome. Alright, let's do this. Take the blade.
You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
I agree. I'm gonna go down the basement. No talkie, just stabby stabby.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase. Its steps almost as deep as you are tall. The smell of incense drifts up from below. For a moment, you almost feel at ease. Huh. This is actually kind of nice.
I wonder what type of incense.
It's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her booming voice rolls up the stairs.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
Yes, Mommy.
You weren't kidding when you said it was booming. She wasn't like this last time. We need to get down there. She wants us to see her. We need
Oh
to
yes,
see
I
her.
want to see her.
Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude? Just a few minutes ago you were going on about how pointless everything was. Now you want to go down there. It doesn't matter what that little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the princess.
Continue down the stairs.
Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room
We should have
beyond.
worked out before we came here.
The princess towers over you, almost glowing in the weak starlight, her figure framed by a stained glass window. Her long hair billows around her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall.
Oh my gosh, she is so tall compared to us. How you doing? Gosh dang it, I said I was gonna slay her, not lay her.
The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants.
Hi, I'm here to slay you, ma'am.
You brought that knife again, even though you know it's useless. Such charming audacity.
She knows.
Drop it.
I don't know, narrator. She said to drop it, and I'm trying to resist the urge. I'm weak. Tighten your grip. We gotta kill her.
As if on command, the blade slips from your grasp. It clatters uselessly to the floor.
No! I tightened my grip.
But we didn't drop it. We decided to grip it tighter, remember? Are you really just gonna let that happen
we're
to
dead.
us?
We're dead.
I have a duty to report facts as facts, and the fact is that you dropped the blade.
I'm pretty sure I clicked tighten your grip on the blade.
Of course we dropped it. She's so much more than us. You wouldn't understand what it feels like to be in her presence.
Alright, well, just come over here and just step on us. Just be gentle. Just step right on us. It's okay. I got more lives. Do what you want with me.
Oh, I understand what's going on, and you'd better snap yourself out of it.
Kneel.
I must resist. No.
Oh, are you still trying to defy me? I said kneel.
Your legs buckle, and your knees hit the floor.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk?
I like her.
The last time we met, you couldn't even scratch me. And yet here you are again, trying to succeed where you've already catastrophically failed. What draws you back here beyond the empty halls of death?
The narrator told me to.
Speak.
The last time we met? I suppose that lends credence to our conversation in the woods. Still, whatever you do, don't tell her why you're here. It's best not to give her any ideas.
It doesn't matter why we're here. We're not going to be able to slay her. Can remain silent.
Do you think holding shut your beak is enough to stop me from prying it open? Do you think your skull can save your thoughts from being seen? You're less broken than I thought. Perhaps you need another lesson in submitting to your betters. Pick up that needle.
There's a needle?
Do it. It's what she wants.
Gosh, what are we going to do with the needle?
No objections here. I don't know what she's planning, and I don't like that we don't know what she's planning, but we might as well pick up the blade. As your eye falls on the blade, you feel a weight. Some divine hand that sits unperceived by your senses, but that manages to push you towards its desires like an unseen puppeteer.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, pick up the blade.
You reach forward and grasp the blade.
Stand.
This one's easy. See? This isn't so bad. Okay, yeah. We can do that. We were probably gonna stand anyway.
Of course. I guess we just stand. We have no other choices.
You can feel a creaking tension between body and will as you slowly rise to your feet, like two foes forced into an unhappy truce. The princess eyes you with soft contemplation. The moment seems to last a lifetime, the silent anticipation of what's to come dragging out the long, painful seconds. But all silences are broken eventually.
Well, it was nice knowing you guys.
To define me is to claim we stand on level ground. We do not. You are quiet shadow, while I am brilliant radiance.
I'll have to agree.
Take that knife in your hand and slit your
I don't agree with that.
throat.
I don't agree with this.
What? You don't have to listen to her. You're armed. Just steel your nerves, step forward, and end this.
But do you see her? She is huge. What is our little blade gonna do? It's gonna feel like a little chihuahua's nipping at her heels. End this.
Oh, we'll end this all right. Your hand lifts the blade and brings it towards your throat. Okay, I apologize for the unclear language. End her.
Just end it. Oh, goodness. This is amazing. Okay, let's try to end her. End her, not end it. Slay the princess.
Your body is sluggish and unresponsive, actively fighting against you, but you do your best to stagger forward. One step at a time, you move towards the
We can do this.
princess.
Come on.
Slitting your throat would have been a mercy, but it seems you're in need of a harsher lesson. Plunge that knife into your lungs.
I'm sorry. Don't. As you take another step forward, the blade digs into your ribs, slicing through flesh with ease. It somehow feels like an entirely natural thing to do, while the simple act of walking has become an arduous impossibility. Then it slides back out, the wound burning as a small hiss of air escapes through the fresh orifice. Blood fills your lungs.
Now, do it again. Keep doing it until I give you permission to
No, thank you.
stop.
Those are just words. You don't have to listen to her. It's what she wants. You, heroic one, what are you doing? Don't just let this happen. Stop it
He's
from
just
killing
chilling
me.
over in the corner, apparently.
I'm on it. Your other hand locks around your wrist, struggling to keep it from perforating vital organs. But the blade still flails towards you, managing to slice bits of skin that plop to the floor to join the growing pile of blood and gore beneath you. Despite the pain, you manage to keep yourself in one piece, at least for now.
What a pitiful display. A wounded little bird, thinking it can defy a god.
Oh, yeah. We definitely made the wrong choices here.
It doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to hurt so much. You can choose a gentle end. You can choose to leave that punctured vessel for the next.
Oh, God, we just keep stabbing. Slay the princess.
Or you can pathetically struggle against yourself until the floor of this temple is painted with the bloody impressions of your futility.
You continue to approach the princess, even as the repeated gouges of your blade expose bone and muscle to the open air of the basement.
It's gonna be fine, guys. Just a couple more steps. We got this.
You know, this would be a lot easier if you gave us a hand. I my influence only goes so far, and I can only juggle so many things at once. The best I can do right now is to continue to drive you forward. Believe me, this whole ordeal would be so much easier if I didn't have to contend with free will.
You're the one making things difficult. You're the one making us hurt. She doesn't want to hurt us. She's just doing what she has to.
And so are we, apparently.
Stop.
Oh, thank goodness.
As you finish crossing the room, you fall to your knees at the princess's feet, your chest heaving as your blood pools in the crevices of the stone floor, the coppery taste coating your throat.
I'm so sorry. I need to apologize. This is just one big misunderstanding. Everything's getting kind of woozy. I feel so good.
The princess kneels down, lifting your chin with her finger as her face lowers to yours.
Your devotion is misplaced. You've surrendered to delusion. But something about your defiant spirit speaks to me. You are different than you were before.
That's me, ma'am. I just live out of spite.
Perhaps, if you've learned your lesson, I can spare you from the release of death. There's a place at my side for you, if you'll have it. Not as an equal, but as something worthy to be kept. A priest, perhaps, or a pet.
That sounds interesting, but I'm going to have to decline.
Well, that's demeaning, isn't it? Yes, how thoughtful of her. It's a mercy. Take it. I think he's given up whatever say he had at the start of all this. At least one of you is sane. She's within striking distance, and she's only negotiating now because she knows you have what it takes to put an end to her. Seize the moment before
I
it's
was
too
gonna
late.
say, she's vulnerable. Let's take our chance. Slay the princess.
No.
Yes. Though your body trembles, struggling to defend itself in the face of the princess's overwhelming will, you finally manage to break through, darting to her side before she can react. The wind of your freedom rushes through you, and you channel it into a decisive blow, stabbing into the soft flesh of her ankle and severing the tendons in an act of unyielding defiance.
Let's go.
She falls to the floor, crashing unceremoniously to her knees. But you don't give her any time to recover. Your heart pounding with determination, you plunge your blade into
Oh, we're
her
so
chest.
tiny compared to her.
As you find your target again and again, she laughs, crude emotion breaking through her once stony composure as your blade cuts
Oh my
her.
goodness, she's enjoying this.
We can do this.
Come on,
can't
we can do this. Don't give up hope.
You always could. The decision to give you this task was not made lightly. You're here for a reason.
It's not too late to pick up the pieces. It's not too late to toss that blade aside and beg for...
It's not too late, but we're not gonna do it.
Shut up.
We're here to slay her.
I can't believe you would actually strike me. You
heathen! You worm! You defiler! You don't know the consequences of your arrogance!
Before you can strike the final blow, the princess lashes out, knocking you off your feet. There's an unsettling wet pop as your spine breaks, numbness and pain spreading through your body. As you rebound towards the ceiling in a moment of disorientated lightness, she drives her fist
Oh
into
gosh,
your
this is
chest.
even worse than last time.
Your body is crushed as she pulverizes you into the floor, the ground itself breaking from the impact. You lie there, broken, beyond pain, unable to even see what she's done to you. But the princess is succumbing to her own wounds as well. She looks down upon her body in abject horror and disgust.
made me use my hands. I can feel myself twisting into something new, something dull, something defiled. What have you done to me?
You're monsters and conspirators. I can't bear to watch this.
The princess has been nothing but cruel to you. You should feel liberated by her fall.
But I don't feel liberated. I feel empty.
Aside from the pain, I feel fine.
Oh,
She collapses to the floor. Her glassy eyes watch, unblinking, yet somehow still full of anguish and fear, as the two of you
we
perish
slayed a
together.
god. Heck yeah.
I suppose we were never gonna get a happy ending here, were we? Don't let those be your final thoughts. You saved the world. That's worth something.
At what cost?
I guess. Regardless of how you feel about it, it's finally over. Thank you. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 3. The Fury.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of the path... Okay, what the hell is
What
that?
the crap is this? Oh, I don't want to be here anymore. I don't... The broken... Shut up! I want to go home. This is terrible. Oh my gosh. I made everything worse. My gosh, broken. It's fine. We're gonna fix this.
I think he's upset.
You think?
And what's he got to be upset about? We just killed a god.
I mean, we did. But we made everything worse.
Exactly. You heathens destroyed the most beautiful thing that ever was and ever will be.
Can't say I have much sympathy for you. She was bad for us, and you almost got us killed. You're being too generous. He did get us
Yeah,
killed.
we died. But we killed her too.
Alright, enough chatter. Got a thing I'm supposed to do, and if you don't mind, I'd like to do it without any more interruptions.
Wait, we have to slay her again? Slaying her doesn't seem to work. It seems to make things worse.
Okay, great, you're listening. You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a... If your thing is telling us about the princess, don't waste your breath. We know all about her. It's hardly a path in the woods at this point, is it? Look, if the world around you is changing, especially all the way out here, then that means you're nearing the point of no return. Whatever happens next, that's it. There won't be any more do-overs. So you'd better take things seriously.
I took things seriously last time, and now we're in chunky soup territory. Feels like I'm being pulled in 100 different directions. You better all listen to me when the time comes to make a choice.
So what if I'm speaking my mind? It's not like I've ever really gotten a say in things.
What a crock of shit. Yeah, you stabbed us last time. Repeatedly.
It didn't feel good.
It didn't even work. It doesn't count.
We died! If you didn't submit to her, for all we know, that wouldn't have happened.
It's the punishment you all deserved for not listening to me. To her.
Aside from our sulking friend, I don't think you have much to worry about. You're still the one in charge here, and I don't think that's ever gonna change. The second he tries something, I'll put a stop to it.
The stubborn? If we've hit the point of no return you mentioned, then what happens?
Then what happens? Have you even been listening? It's the end is what happens. Yeah, but is there something after the end?
That's kind of the definition of the end, is it's the end. There is nothing after.
How am I supposed to know? The end means finality. It's not like I can just peek on over to the other side and tell you what it's like there. If there even is a there. It doesn't matter because we're going to win.
Let's go, the stubborn.
Now that's exactly the sort of mindset I like to see. Don't let yourself be consumed with self-doubt. Don't flirt with oblivion. Just focus on the present and everything will be absolutely fine.
He's got spirit. No matter what happens next, it seems our answers are at the cabin. We might as well see this through. Proceed to the cabin.
Good, we're all on the same page.
What the heck is all that? Ugh.
It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up at the cabin on the hill. You'll find the princess within, as I'm sure you already know. End her.
Oh, this is the worst path ever made. Ever to be constructed. Ugh.
That's it? No final words of advice? I'd rather not waste any more time. I'm sure that any advice I'd give at this point is something you've already heard.
If there's still a princess at the cabin, maybe we can salvage things. Maybe if we just grovel and apologize, things can go back to how they were before.
Oh, cut it out, will you? We need to be tough right now, and you're making it so much harder than it has to be, so stop whining.
We should have just turned around. We should have just went home. Proceed into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is a place that feels long forgotten. There was once an elegance to its construction, carved marble columns holding a high arched roof, vaulted windows letting in the weak starlight. But that is how it was. Now there is a growth that has overtaken it. A viscous fluid seeps from cracks in the stone walls, and it congeals into chaotic streaks of writhing nerves and wet clumps of living meat.
Ooh,
That's horrible. You did this.
I kinda did.
The only furniture of note is a pulsating pedestal, a pristine blade perched on its edge.
The pedestal pulses.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Alright, let's do it. You know, we tried to talk to her, but that didn't work. We tried to kill her, and that kind of worked. What are we gonna do this time around? It's that mirror again, and this time it's blocking the door.
A mirror? There is no mirror. We've done this already. Try to keep up. The repetition is maddening.
Oh gosh, we have to look ourselves in the face to see all that we have done.
I don't know what to tell you. There isn't a mirror because I would know if there was a mirror. You're either seeing things or you're confused on the definitions of door and mirror. Or you're seeing things. That seems far more likely. What are you trying to say exactly?
He thinks we've lost it. That we're succumbing to madness, that something in us has broken.
That's an unnecessarily melodramatic way to describe a hallucination, but sure. I'm not going to waste time arguing with any of you. It went away after we touched it last time. Let's just do it again.
Yeah. Approach the mirror.
You step forward and approach the door to the basement, hesitating before you open it. As if you don't see it. You really don't, do you? How strange. It really is just like last time. Are we really hallucinating? Why here? Why now?
Smash it. Smash it to pieces. It's the only thing keeping us from her.
Oh, the broken really likes her.
Don't you want to know what we'll see in there? We won't be able to see anything if we smash it. Nah, I'm with him on this one. Smash it! Let's get violent already. Do whatever you want with it. The mirror isn't real, so how you handle it doesn't matter, aside from wasting dangerous amounts of time.
Oh dang it, I didn't grab the blade. Wipe the mirror clean?
You reach forward and drag your hand across the door leading to the basement. As if on command, it slowly slides open, scraping against the stone floor, its ancient hinges moaning as it reveals the dim path ahead.
Oh gosh dang it, we didn't grab the blade.
Why am I not surprised? You step forward into the darkness.
Well, talking it out it is.
The stairs leading down to the basement are at once both narrow and grandiose. A high vaulted ceiling stretches up into a gloom beyond your sight, while walls wet with tumorous growths press in uncomfortably at your sides. You feel both unprotected and trapped. at once exposed and claustrophobic.
I don't think we're gonna be able to talk it out with whatever is down here.
The air is thick, its odor an oppressive violence, the metallic scent of fresh blood twisting with the nauseating embers of charred remains. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
We're gonna get down here. It's gonna be flipping the guy from Akira.
Her voice, a bellowing rage, roars up the stairs.
Was severing the tendons of my ascension not enough for you? Was it not enough to rend my divine heart? Come, see the horrors you've wrought upon my flesh, and feel my hands set upon your throat. See how you've soured my once divine melody.
You think she's mad? I think she's mad.
She's so angry with us. Why? Why did you desecrate her? Why couldn't I stop you?
You've got to stop thinking about her like that. It isn't doing anyone any good. She's not some untouchable god. She's an abomination, and we're going to put an end to her once and for all.
I like your spirit, Stubborn.
Whatever she is now is our fault. If she's an abomination, then what does that make us?
Oh gosh. You're right.
It doesn't matter what we are. She needs slaying, and we've got the means to do it, so let's get a move on. If I might interject, you didn't make her into an abomination. She's always been what she is. It's why you're here, and it's why your task is so important.
But everything we've done, we've tried talking, we've tried slaying. Well, mostly we've just tried slaying, but nothing's worked. Continue down the stairs.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. The chamber's walls are painted in blood, a deep, sickening red that drips down in clotted streams onto the charred corpses that make up its floor. This place reeks of torment, of ripped skin and burning bone.
My god, she's a flippin' titan.
The princess stands in its center, muscles flayed and bare and weeping, draped in a tattered dress of her own skin. Her heart beats from its place in her open chest.
A dress of her own skin? That's pretty badass.
Do you know what I'm going to do to you?
Whatever it is, please be gentle.
There's not so much a moment of hesitation before she steps forward. Her chains pull taut, holding fast as she strains against them. The cuff around her wrist digs deeper into her skin. Blood drips from the place where metal meets flesh. And then, with a nauseating sound, the skin tears. It plops to the ground, and she pulls her red, glistening arm free from her bindings.
Oh, it's just like Gerald's game.
She is loose, and she is coming for you.
Oh, can we run? Can we run? Please, let's run.
Let her end it. It's the punishment you all deserve for what you did to her. It's the punishment I deserve for letting it happen.
Screw that. We can win. We've done it before and we'll do it again, only this time we'll make it out the other side. Hell, she's practically done most of the work for us.
I don't think we're gonna win.
We don't even have a weapon.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter. I refuse to go out any way that isn't kicking and screaming.
What do you mean? We still have fists, don't we? I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry for what I did to you.
Words are not repentance. Apologies are paid for only in flesh and deed. And flesh works for me.
She bounds across the room, her fists ready, her heart set upon your destruction.
Well, it's been fun.
With a horrifying squelch, you are unwound. No, that's our stuff. She can't just do that.
That's our stuff.
She just did. Unfortunate, I know, but reality is reality.
You should all just be grateful she's decided to keep us alive. Even in her defilement, she is merciful.
Hey, we have feathers.
We're not out for the count just yet.
Just because our insides are on the outside don't mean that we're down for the count.
But we didn't even bring a weapon.
I know, I'm sorry.
Yes, because we knew it was over.
No weapon this time? It's almost as if you were planning on dying here. As if I'd grant you such a mercy. No, we're going to make this last forever. Let's see how deep we need to dig to find the defiant little spark of your soul. This will hurt you.
Something infiltrates you. Though you do not see it, you feel it, slithering into your disaster of a body, seeping into the gaps between your molecules.
Ugh.
The body of a sapient creature has, on average, 30 trillion cells, and each one of those cells is composed of 100 trillion some odd atoms. One of those cells is peeled from the others. 100 trillion atoms are gone.
I love the music in this game.
Are you still there? Are you still you?
I'm just vibing to the music. Just let me die here in peace.
Yes? I think. Then two are peeled away. This is nothing. Nothing! 8, 16, 32, 64.
Whatever is happening to us, it's happening faster.
128, 256, 512.
We should have talked to her.
Are you still there? Are you still you?
1024, 2048, 4096, 8192.
Oh gosh, we're gonna come out of here looking like the guy from Hellraiser.
I feel small. Smaller than before.
16,384, 32,768, 65,536. You can't just count us into oblivion.
1, 2,
131,072, 262,144, 524,288.
My gosh, it never ends.
What happens when it gets higher? Like, really higher? Nothing. Just like nothing's happening now.
But something is happening now. Something in us is liquefying. Something that started small but that keeps getting bigger.
1,048,000. The hundreds don't matter anymore.
What's happening?
Are you still there? Are you still you?
From what it sounds like, I'm a liquid state now.
2,096,000, 4,192,000, 8,384,000. I don't like this waiting.
Waiting for something to happen. But it's taking so long.
16,768,000, 33,536,000, 67,072,000. Your eyes are useless. 134 million. The thousands don't matter anymore. Your blood begins to go places it shouldn't.
Are you still there? Are you still you?
Don't sound like it.
There's the pain. can feel it now. But we can handle this. We can't let her win.
We can't handle anything. We're at her mercy.
What are we gonna do? We don't have any bones.
268 million. We don't need to count anymore. Your lungs fill with liquid. You smell things you shouldn't. You choke on pieces of what used to be you. Doesn't matter, because we're still alive.
Flippin' stubborn.
You are deconstructed. You are reconstructed. A square you, a round you, a you with too many legs, a you with many mouths which won't stop screaming. Then all of it pressed into a ball, tightly packed into the size of a fist.
Oh god, we turned into a butthole.
What does you even mean anymore? We just keep changing into horrible things we can't control. Make it stop, please. Make it stop. Please make it stop. You means we exist. There has to still be a way for us to win. Otherwise this would be pointless, and all this torture would be for nothing.
You're right about one thing. It is torture. But it isn't pointless. The whole point is that it's torture.
This is how we live for the rest of our days. As a butthole.
Are you still there? Are you still you?
No.
Yes. The ball is unraveled into the shape of a body. The skin peels off in a corkscrew. The eyes are plucked. The organs arranged in the air in a neat row.
Oh gosh, that's our kidneys and our eyeballs.
Are you still there? Are you still you?
No. Yes. You are stretched into a line 12 feet long, then 24, then 48. The line gets thinner as you get longer. A mile. 2. 4. 8.
We should have just talked to her.
Are you still there? Are you still you?
Yes.
Stubborn, shut up!
16. 32. 64. No. And then, all at once, there is a great rewinding, and all of the disparate threads that once were you fall dutifully back into place. You are whole again, and in your body, the same body you arrived in. The princess stands before you, her dress of skin more tattered than before, her face sullen.
Oh my gosh, please have mercy. I'm so sorry. I'm an idiot. I'm sorry.
It's all hollow. I ripped you to pieces. I broke your will, but it means nothing. I am forever a piece unfinished, a song with no refrain.
There's nothing for you to say. Do we have a mouth to say it?
We're so different. How could I ever hope for you to understand me?
She stands, arms outstretched, neck craned, gaze transfixed on something unseen above you both.
But perhaps there is a way to grant you understanding. Perhaps there is a way to make myself whole once more.
You are unwound again. But it's different this time. Nothing slithers into your cells. You can feel something changing inside of you. But you see her changing too.
Oh gosh, we're gonna meld together.
Threads, strands of you, becoming pieces of something new. Something that's both you and her. Oh no, absolutely not. You have to stop this. Do you hear me? You have to stop this, or the entire world ends.
But there's nothing left to stop anything. Your consciousness drifts towards hers.
Yes, yes! See me as I have had to see you!
You do. You see a towering heart, wounded and alone, one that is familiar to you, if distant.
No, this isn't right. I feel cold.
The tethers that attempt to form between you have snapped. Your union has been halted. Something has taken her away, and it's left something else in her place. Approach the mirror. Silence as you approach. Gaze into your reflection. It's you. You are alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. Proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. This does not look like the cabin. Approach her.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
My God, she turned into a biblically accurate angel. What are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
A snowman? Solitary lights? What do you mean?
Thoughts without connections. A dim and nascent network. I wish to be more.
What do you think I am?
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
Are you what sent me to slay the princess? Are you what trapped me here?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
Is this the end of the world?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
I mean, true. The gift of a fragile vessel.
Yes. Nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond. Perspectives to make my own. This one is desecration. She placed the weight of her agony on you, yet it is she who unwound herself. There is passion and empathy buried under her unfeeling skin. She will make for a weathered heart. Do not mourn her. She has finally found peace.
Let her out of there.
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me. I promise that it doesn't hurt.
I don't know, it looks like it kind of hurts. Do you know the narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known.
Oh.
The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Do you know about the worlds beyond this place?
I know only that they are.
Are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
But were you always the princess? Or are you just making her part of yourself?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
Do we know each other?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
Oh gosh. So what happens now?
Nothing, as we are. but I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to.
What's that supposed to mean?
Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Oh. Aren't you scared I'll find a way to kill you?
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
How much will I forget?
Everything, until we meet again.
How many more pieces of you do I have to find?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
Are there like infinite endings to this game? That's amazing. And what if I don't let you do this to me?
Then we will be here forever, as we are now. Unfinished, dry, hollow.
I was sent to slay the princess to stop her from destroying the world. If I help you, is that what you're going to do?
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
You're being semantic. What are you going to do if I help you?
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
Suspicious squint. Okay. Make me forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her.
I'll try.
You won't.
Oh. Everything goes dark, and you die.